question. If your dog only listens to commands when there is a treat involved, is he trained? Or are you just negotiating with a very small furry hostage taker? Because after 9 years with Cookie, I genuinely don't know.
Welcome to the Shihtz Show, your emotional pod. Welcome to the Shihtz Show, your emotional pod.
Welcome back to the Shih Show, the podcast about everyday life with a Shih Tzu who lives here rent-free and still acts like ownership. I'm Daisy, Cookie's overworked butler, and apparently employed by a dog who feels compliance should always remain optional. On Cookie's news desk today, a heartfelt story about a paralyzed dog who got a happy ending. Steve, a paralyzed dog in Denver, had his wheelchair stolen, which is apparently the canine equivalent of stealing someone's legs. Now, most people hear a story like that and immediately think, who steals a wheelchair from a disabled dog? Which seems like the kind of crime that should qualify as a heavy felony. Personally, I hope the person responsible steps in dog poop at least 3 times a day for the rest of their life, barefoot. Fortunately, a local company stepped in and donated a brand new wheelchair. So the story ended exactly how we like these stories to end, with Steve getting back on his wheels and a few people's faith in humanity being restored. Cookie reviewed this story and would like to remind everyone that stealing from disabled dogs is generally considered atrocious behavior, even by cat standards. Meanwhile, robot dogs are now helping rescue teams. In California, robot dogs are being used in emergency situations to help search dangerous areas before human crews enter. They're fast, durable, and apparently very good at following instructions, which is impressive. Cookie also patrols important locations, usually hotel lobbies, especially if there are people to observe. Different mission, same level of commitment. Naturally, Cookie felt qualified for the job, so Cookie immediately applied for the position. Unfortunately, the job requires listening, arriving on time, and coming when called. So his application was rejected almost immediately. Unlike Cookie, these robot dogs actually come when called. Now, robot dogs and real dogs are built for completely different things. One helps rescue teams in dangerous situations, the other refuses to come inside after a bathroom break. I'll let you guess which one lives with me. Bless me, Father, for Cookie has sinned. Although in his defense, he doesn't believe he did anything wrong. Welcome to Cookie's confession booth. Sit? Yes. Stay? Usually. Come? That's where things start to fall apart. You would think that by age 9, he would have mastered one of the simplest commands in the world. But that would require cooperation. The truth is, he knows exactly what come means. As Kelly Ripa would probably agree, understanding a command and obeying it are two very different things. He simply disagrees with it. The problem is, food doesn't even guarantee success. Some dogs hear a treat bag and come running. Cookie prefers to evaluate the proposal. He may accept, he may decline, he may request revisions. The other 70% of the time, he's already exactly where he wants to be, and somehow I end up going to him. This week on The Edit, air-dried rabbit treats. Air-dried treats are generally considered a better option because they're minimally processed at lower temperatures, helping preserve natural nutrients, amino acids, and flavor. Many air-dried treats are also easier to digest and typically avoid artificial fillers and preservatives. Naturally, Cookie approves. Not because he researched the nutritional benefits, but because Rabbit apparently feels exclusive. And for a dog who rejects meals like a demanding restaurant critic, finding a treat he consistently likes feels like a major achievement. At this point, I don't buy treats, I audition them. And that's it for today's episode of The Shit Show. By the time most of you hear this in the United States, we're probably somewhere across the Atlantic. And knowing Cookie, he's already settled into a prime people watching location somewhere in Spain. Management never really takes vacation. Cookie has nothing more to add today. He's too busy watching and judging the locals. See you next Tuesday.